Hey, folks. Welcome back. Sorry, it's been a while. I'm just going to lean into this video and get myself warmed up with a large in charge lady named Big Bertha. Gerthy Berthy has that "I used to be a prison guard but was fired for undisclosed reasons" type of vibe. I'm guessing it involved a bat, a Bible, and a whole lot of soap. Here she is demonstrating how to get away from a creepazoid if a game of patty cakes goes horribly wrong.
This way and underneath that way. You can go this way, underneath there. Either way, it's whatever you're feeling comfortable with. Another thing you can do is put your hands together, open the door, duck and go underneath, and notice how her arms are getting all twisted up, and I'm just going to take her down that direction, giving me time to escape. And yet a third is...
Honestly, I don't know if this technique could free a kid from the grasp of an imaginary friend, let alone some beady-eyed trenchcoat predator. Ugh, just look at that mug. She's got the face only a Waffle House manager could love.
In this tape, we're going to cover using points that can be activated by pressing, rubbing, or squeezing.
Is it just me, or does this video kind of sound like it's about to make a left turn and be more instructional about how to wanky or yankee or pleasure the little man in the canoe? I don't know.
In this tape, we're going to cover using points that can be activated by pressing, rubbing, or squeezing.
This next guy couldn't be more Italian-American if he was born in the back of a pizzeria named Tony Pepperoni and had a pair of meatballs dangling from his camaro. This guy looks like the inspiration for pepper spray. But let's see what kind of kung fu Pasquale Parmesan can teach us.
When I squeeze this point, his entire body is affected, as opposed to when we squeezed one of the other ones where he was affected but just not quite in the same degree. This particular point, lung 5, is located on the thumb side of the arm, below the elbow joint, right in this spot. The easiest way to find it is what I call the clock method. We look at the circle and we make a clock.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock.
6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock.
And it's right about 7 o'clock, and we squeeze deep inside.
Yeah, sure. If you can't get it into a good pressure point, just shiatsu their arm for a bit. Maybe first apply some aromatherapy oils and put some pan flute music on with the sound of a gentle stream in the background. Good news for the world, because I'm a smenius. That's like if two genii, that's a plural for genius, had a baby and it was very smart, it would be a smart genius, or, as I told you, a smenius. And as everyone knows, our brain works like a television and has channels. So I've used my smenius to build a machine that lets me view the channels inside someone's mind. Now let's take a look at this guy's television.
SpongeBob, what are you doing?
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
A little odd, but seems harmless so far.
하나씩 얼레다지 수화가 물려놓으마.
I saw.
Oh, that'd be a good idea, yeah.
Mythological hero Achilles.
Yeah, ha, there's the culprit. Meanwhile, in the dank, dark depths of Mother Russia lived a former colonel named Mikhail Ryabko. He's a true 99th degree black felch. Yeah, I'm going there. If you aren't sure what felch means, please allow me to explain. To felch is the act of slurping ooey gooey pocket rocket fuel out of a downtown brown winker stinker, aka the quivering tunnel to Turd Town. Think of it like bubble tea, but instead of squishy tapioca balls, it's dingleberries. Warm, salty dingleberries. Ryabko looks like what happens when a pumpkin comes to life. He's the Russian version of a Teletubby, but at least I can understand what a Teletubby says. Hello, goodbye. And his class looks like a colorblind version of what not to wear. I've seen hobos throw out better clothes. Half of them look pregnant with a cheeseburger baby. I haven't seen weirder looking group of people since they walled up the basement at the asylum. Here he is putting kung fu magic to the test. When did suppressing the need to cry out in pain become a martial art? And when did having a fat belly to absorb body shots become a way of self-defense? I don't know. It looks like some tears are being held back. Push it down, push it down. Suppress, suppress, suppress the pain. That guy is literally one punch away from asking for mommy. Holy turd cannons, what bridge did this lumbering bull-cut troll crawl out of? He looks like someone who eats the skin off children and drinks tears to wash it down. He looks like Russia did some horrible experiment on a member of ABBA and set him free into society. Go kill or play music. And what the F is with his track pants? If he pulls them any higher, it would signal to the world that a flood is coming, or maybe it would create some new form of metric measurement. But alas, he's just a big wuss who refuses to stand helplessly and defensively while a street thug pummels his stomach. Stand and do training of getting beaten up. But let's see what other shards of martial arts wisdom he can pull out of his magic pajamas. Here he is, forcing two men to confront their eternal love of cha-cha dancing. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 3, 4, cha-cha-cha. 5, 6, cha-cha-cha. Now, maybe I'm just an eternal optimist because I'm so upbeat and so positive all the time, but I think it's love at first dance. I really do. And I want to be the first to congratulate the couple, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I get invited to the wedding. And here Ryebko is dressed in the finest Walmart camo money can buy, tickling the thighs of his opponents and turning them into weeble wobbles. I don't say this very often, I don't, but I'd love to put on the red apples and go a few rounds with clown pants. I'm not trained in the martial arts or boxing or anything like that, but good news for me, neither is he, so I think I got a pretty good chance against him. I mean, I have more faith in the fighting skills of Colonel Sanders than Colonel Ryebko. Come on now. All right, let's move this on.
Hi, I'm Dr. John M. Latorette. I'm a Grandmaster in Kempo Karate. I'm a 10th degree black belt. I have been for the last 16 years. And I'm also an expert in something called dim mak, or poison hands, poison fingers.
Dr. John, please. Dr. John is more of a doctor than Dr. John. Here, Nurse John is explaining the poison hand technique. The poison hand technique. I knew a girl in college like that. She could peel a pole vault and leave your zipper mouse rawer than a sushi bar. Wah, wah, wah.
So we can take these fantastic dim mak points and these pressure points and use them in such a way that we can harm or we can heal. For example, if I hit him right here, he's dead. If I do it just the way I demonstrated. I held his head so it couldn't go anywhere, and then I came here and I went through the hollow underneath the ear, and I went here and I took out the brain stem. Now, do you have to hit it hard? Yeah, something about like that. Do them to what we call organ shots, or to bone shots, or to nerve plexus shots, or to the other 9 secret type of dim mak targets, disrupts it instantly.
Oh, great, another sucker punch expert. R2 organ shots, R2 nerve shots, R2D2 shots. Yes, R2. I believe Master John's mainframe is not functioning correctly.
But I did a muscle shot over here. Why? Didn't want to hurt him. But if I'd done it here, it would have knocked him out, probably killed him.
And wow, new discovery, ladies and gentlemen. Smashing someone's jaw might knock them out, especially if they're just standing there. Wow, what a champ. And yes, Dr. John would probably kill them because he's a doctor, obviously, and knows how to give life and take life. Now, what can I say about George Dill Pickle Dillman, karate expert, martial arts master, supposed friend of Bruce Lee and Muhammad Ali, unofficial mascot of butter, and a 43rd degree black belt and 42nd black belt degrees of 90th black belts. This guy looks more like a used underwear salesman than a martial artist. The amount of BS Dillman has spewed over the years is staggering. It's like everything he says is a fart nugget dipped in barbecue sauce in a restaurant made of manure. I haven't seen this much crap come out of someone's mouth since looping 2 girls in 1 cup for 12 hours straight. Yuck! But Dillman's real claim to fame is his magical ability to knock people out who work for him by way of hitting pressure points or hadukens and being able to control invisible energy.
Chi, it flows throughout the body. Without it, you don't function.
And it's a radio wave. and he's able to drop just about anyone using applications of pressure to certain points along the body.
Can't take it there. He's probably weak right here. You okay? This way at the same.
Dillman claims to have adapted this technique to where he can knock a person out without having to touch them.
Use chi energy out of this hand, and we're going to affect up on the head at the third eye. So snap, couple. Back.
In one corner, weighing in at no more than 125 pounds, is chemist Luigi Garnaschelli. He thinks he can stand up to a knockout punch of chi because it doesn't exist.
In fact, when we did the test on Luigi, he was not ready to believe these things.
Here, Dillman will now explain why a silly non-believer was knocked out by a touchless knockout.
Totally non-believer. Plus, I don't know if I should say that on film, but if the guy had his tongue in the wrong position of the mouth, that can also nullify it. Yeah, you can nullify it. You can nullify a lot of things done to you. In fact, you can nullify them if you raise those two big toes. If I say I'm going to knock you out, and you raise one toe and push one toe down, can't knock you out. And then if I go to try again, you reverse it. If you keep doing this, I won't knock you out.
Yeah, folks, it's that simple. Just to avoid getting knocked out by magical energy, move your tongue around in a wrong position in your mouth and point your toes. That's it. And the great thing about Bullshito Masters is their ability to over-explain everything. Here he is spending an hour and a half. Yes, hour and a half explaining how he magically karate chops flimsy boards. Yeah. I'm just going to skip to the best parts if there is such a thing in a Dillman video. Much like my own videos, the best part of a Dillman video usually is when it ends.
Just because a man is a brown or a black belt doesn't mean he can break what I can break. I can teach you how to break almost anything. I can teach you how to break some things that I don't necessarily break. I have students that do it. I taught them how. For instance, I have a student that was breaking balloons. I had a student out in Ohio, known all over that section for breaking Coca-Cola bottles. Coca-Cola bottles and beer bottles. Looked better than my breaking thousands of pounds of ice. He used to put his hand between two Coca-Cola bottles and cut them both in half. The bottles would go. I don't do that one. I taught him how. I can do that one, but you have to prepare for each break. Wood, being a conductor, means I have to pass through it. I cannot do this to wood and break it. Maybe one board, because it's weak, it might go. And by the way, I say that because sometimes I'm going to set something up, a board might fall in half. One of the things that I have to tell you, the difference between wood and cement and glass, people always ask me about glass. Glass breaks with speed. I had an instructor that used to rip the top off of just light bulbs. Take a 75-watt light bulb, or 100-watt, and hit it with the fingertips and just rip the top off to show how fast he could move and the damage he could do with his fingertips. The vibrations felt throughout the block. It actually goes into here and goes down and back, all within that much of a second. Faster than the speed of light. And I can use this as an example, and not you. Look at it bouncing. See it bounce? Watch that. It bounces. It absorbs shock. If I got you out here, now we finally cracked one. But I think that was weak anyways. I think I saw a hairline crack in that.
Dillman's talking has put more people to sleep than NyQuil and Mother Goose combined. Meanwhile, in the soft, fluffy mind of a 7-year-old Finnish boy who stayed up past his bedtime dressed in Steven Seagal pajamas and who just binge-watched kung fu movies while eating dumplings lived an imaginary man named Jukka Limppila. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't speak Finnish, but Jukka can not only build IKEA furniture without looking at the instructions, Jealous, anyone? But he can also do anything a little boy can imagine. Just watch.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
Let's continue this torture train of kung fus. We're taking a peek at the Ghostblade gang, who are only slightly less tough than the Scooby-Doo gang. Here we can learn how to unsuccessfully collect firewood or fight off a deadly tree attack. Either way, it's win-win, at least for the tree. And now, pay attention, all you parents. This next part is for you. This will show you how to take away your child's toy gun if he gets a little rowdy. Bada bing, bada boom. Now our house is safe from imaginary gunfire. All is well. And if you're still hanging on, then my hat's off to you. Last on the hit list is Master Guy Savelli and his wrong.Ugh driller killer thriller technique. This maneuver has more awkward touching in it than a casting call with Kevin Spacey.
Now just watch a second.
Let's see that again. Pressure point number 31, the Fremunda point. Number 83, the chode. Number 44, the phlegm. Number 896 to 933, the upper left nipple quadrant, and the don't tickle me there Elmo pressure point. And to finish him off, some sort of bizarre back pat that explodes his heart or something. I don't know. Well, that's it. That's all, folks. Hope the vid was worth the wait. My apologies. And if it wasn't worth the wait, you can take it up with our complaints department. Just phone 1-888-555-5555. Or write to the following. But seriously, big thanks to all you subscribers for sticking around, and welcome to those who have just found my channel. I hope you enjoy it. Also, if you got nothing better to do with your fingers, please use them to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll be putting out another video soon to talk about future little projects. And until then, please stay well, and we'll see you next time.